basically, well, I bought another car with a different engine. Well, it's the same block, but it has power. The engine is all good, and yeah, I'm getting the manual swap. Well, this is the manual transmission that we just bought. Well, it's a cheap swap, so anyway. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, we'll keep you posted of what will happen. So basically the shit I bought is all different that I have. Well, basically the axle shafts on this differential is smaller. Mine are bigger. Driveshaft is the same. It's basically bigger. As I said already, well, it's the one I bought is 90 millimeters, but I had 100 millimeters, and yeah, I can't connect them. So basically, I need to swap everything, and that sucks. So yeah, as you can see, it's larger. I already took off the back end part. I'll need to swap out these axle joints to larger ones, and Andres have them because he did the differential on his 124. So lucky me. Basically we are this far. Well, everything is removed except the differential because, well, I can remove it anytime. And yeah, we're fighting with the transmission. Now we're stuck on this cable. Have no idea how to remove it. So basically, to get it out, there is a button right here. So you press the button, then you turn it to the left and just squeeze it out. So now we need to take off this wire. So undo this blade locks. So this out of the way. Now we can continue unbolting the bolts and probably getting it out. Another thing that we need to remove, well, not to remove, unbolt it before we take off the transmission, is the torque converter. To get it out, you need to spin the engine with a key, and you need a 30mm socket. So you see you can touch the bolt heads there, so you just unbolt them all. So you unbolt two, spin it, when you touch another two, unbolt them and unbolt all of them, and then you're ready to remove the transmission. The problem is that W202,
because I'm standing on this fucking shit.
yeah, well,
and I'm too tall for that.
The position he's in. Also, there's really a limited space between the walls and the transmission, so it's getting stuck in there all the time. That's not a hammer. It's basically not a hammer. Well, I'll shoot the next part when we'll be ready to. We'll be ready to take it off.
Not today.
Not this year.
Well, maybe next year.
So basically the problem now is that we can't get this torque converter off the engine. It's on flywheel. So we'll see, probably we won't get it off today. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. This is how we left the car. Oh, it's close to the doors because, well, it's on wooden planks. Oh, start by changing and probably maybe take it off. I don't know, it will be harder to do it alone, but I'll try it. Maybe Andres will come later and help me. The torque converter is now off. As you see, it is inside here. And basically the transmission is off. Everything's disconnected. Everything's off. Now I just need to get it down. I will clean it up with an angle grinder and unscrew the cover, get out all the oil, and undo the pins that are holding the pinion shafts. Isn't that better? So I cleaned the large surfaces with the angle grinder. Well, it's not rusty anymore, and scrubbed it a little bit and cleaned with the brake cleaner all the oily old oil part. We'll see. Yep, it came out. Came off easy. The smell, guys. The smell of that oil is just disgusting. I'll let it sit for a bit so all the oil gets out. I'm not sure if you can see it, but here, this one is the pin. There's one on this side, another on the other side. You basically just get them out, and the shafts, but yeah, pinion shaft. Well, this is actually an axle shaft. Axle shaft will just come out. So I got it out with the same pliers. I just needed 2 hands and no more. Just trying to get it out. Well, that's how it looks. And my pliers almost broke. Yeah, but fuck that. I can now get out the pinion shaft. Yep, and this is the part that I need to replace. I got them both out. Now I'll just leave it like that. And now I'll put about the new ones back in. Then I'll clean it up again and just pour it in the oil and close all up, and it will be ready to put in the car. So yeah, I cleaned up some mounts, and now I'm going to replace the pedal assembly. So I already took off the plastic parts that are in the car, and now I need just to unbolt the pedal assembly that's in here. I'll show you. So you probably can see it. So there's one bolt underneath, and another one like that is up there, and the third bolt is there. So I need to unbolt these 3, release this cable, release another cable, unplug these wires, and well, it's out. So I just swap in the other ones, and well, it's done. To get this one out, you just need to squeeze this clip, and it will pop out. I already squeezed the one side, so squeeze the other, and it's out. Same goes for this one. It's the same situation. So basically the pedal is out. The only difference between them is that this one has a clutch pedal and it has its master cylinder on it. So now we need to find where to punch this oil reservoir tube to get oil in it, and everything else is just bolt on. We'll do that later. Now Andres came here and came home. Andres came home. Now we're gonna go downstairs and probably luckily take that transmission on the ground from that wooden planks.
Maybe. So we just removed the transmission. Well, it was removed. We got it down from there on this sketchy as one board. Now we're removing the drive shaft, and then this transmission will be stored away or sold, and that is rusted as it is always. And a fun fact, but this transmission actually looks like it has less leaks than the one that I put in my car.
Well, this is definitely leaking.
Oh, that's normal.
No, it's leaking. That's not normal. Okay.
Figuring the transmission.
It's off. It's off, but it's not off. Now it's off.
Ta-da!
Yeah, the flex disc is gone. Well, it's really bad. I bet you can see it really poorly because it's dark in here. But yeah, but the idea is that the movement is like on the always.
There shouldn't be any movement. Oh Jesus, that's so dead.
Yeah, but while driving, there was no problem because the transmission did its deal. It softened all the kicks a bit.
Yep. That's the one advantage of having a original transmission controller, is that it knows how to deal when your transmission is older and it shifts slower. It then it tries to shift even slower to have no kicks at all, and the off-gear controller does not do this. So if your transmission is worn out or your flex discs are worn out, it will shift hard, as the OEM controller will shift, well, at least will try to shift as smooth as it can. Here's the flex plate, and it looks like the engine is leaking from the rear main, so that's gonna be fun. To lock the engine, we just put an extension through here, and it just basically hangs against one of the webbings in the engine block, and then you can unscrew it. Just if you're doing this, don't be like me and don't forget that you have something wedged here, as I did, and then you'll have to remove the transmission again almost to remove that thing you left. So don't do that. So it's coming. We'll get it out. Hey!
So basically, we just sprayed on some rust reliever and it just came off easily. The idea is that you don't need to jiggle it very hard. You just need to jiggle it not this way, but the
side to side.
Sideways, yeah, and it comes easily off. The manual pedal assembling. So basically, it's the same thing with the automatic. Everything's almost the same. I got the pinion shafts. Oh, this is the one that Andris provided me, and this is the one that was inside. So basically, to see the difference, you need to, yeah, now you can see it, the size of them. This is the one was inside, and this is the one that I need because my axle shafts are bigger. Hey guys, so it's the next day morning and I'm ready to continue the work. So these are the pinion shafts that I need for my car. So to put them together, it's easy. You just simply stick them in, both of them, or one by one. So they're in. It's basically it. You just put back in these C-clips and it's ready. Just pour in the oil and yeah, it's ready to go. So I have assembled the differential. Now I'm going to prepare the transmission. I'm ready to start. We'll start by greasing up some moving parts for the release bearing, clutch release. So basically I will grease up this point, these points where the bearing slides, here a little bit, well, and maybe here. That's it, just so it moves easier, and maybe a little bit here the pinion. Now the bearing just goes in just like that. You just put it on and it just pops in. Yeah, and it's in. So now I need to put it inside like that. So now you can move freely and it's greased. Everything's in the place. So I'm ready to go and put in the master, well, not the master, the slave cylinder. So now I'm going to fit the new work cylinder, slave cylinder, I don't know how you guys call it, but in Latvia it's work cylinder. So I just put it in, just like that. Sorry about the angle, just can't do it with one hand. So it's pre-made, basically. You just, it also has a groove here to stuck in, and yeah, you just place it right there in. Then you have a rubber line to minimize the movement, and the other part that goes from this line to the car, to the master cylinder, I will need to make. And yeah, I bought 10 meters of line, so, and these caps, so I can make some lines my own. So I fitted the line. It's really nice that it was pre-made, because it's going like it should supposed to be. I don't know why there's another one, but well, maybe it's just for some cable or something. Now I'm going to go under the car and start preparing the flywheel, the clutch. The clutch will be the most interesting thing, because I need an alignment tool, but I don't have it. So I will think of something. I'm underneath the car, so I'll take out the bolts and add some thread locker on them, and then bolt it up back in. So then I will remove these oil lines that was for cooling, so I don't need them. Remove the wiring. I need that wiring inside the car. I will try to remove this line was for automatic transmission. It's somewhere here. I'll just put it inside the car and remove it later when I have time, because now all priorities are to get everything done and running. Then I'll remove those unnecessary things. And so this is the last bolt.
I'll just pour some. It's hard to film and do this, so I was holding with one hand and then pouring it, because I don't want a lot of it. Well, yeah.
Don't put that much. Well, I was putting a small dot on it and just screw it back in. So basically I cleaned up a little bit the clutch and made an alignment tool. Well, that's funny to say made, but as you can see, I can now align it in the center so the transmission will go on. it's just a tape around my extension. So now I'll go and try to bolt it on. So I'll place the clutch into place, and it's really standing good in there. So now I'll try to bolt it on. I will remove these bolts that were left in so they don't disappear somehow, and then I will add some thread locker and bolt it on. So I bolted it up. Well, I'm still scared to take this one out, but let's see. Can't get it out that easily. Up, it's coming. Yep, and it's centered. So it was that easy with just a tape. We'll see if I can fit the transmission though. But yeah, so far so good. So in order to put on your transmission mount, you have to change these pins. Not the pins, but holes. Take out these blanking screws, they're plastic. Don't try to just stick them out, they are like screws. I already broke one, so yeah, I need to use these two and these two. I already swapped from these ones to these holes. So the differential is in. It didn't took long, but I'm exhausted because it was heavy. But yeah, it's in. Now I'm going to try and put on the transmission. We'll see how it goes. So solo is just fucking pain in the ass. So I got it done. Just bolted up some 3 bolts so it doesn't slip off. And yeah, it's really hard to do it alone without any cool tools. So I bolted up like 8 of them, and yeah, last 2 are pain in the ass. But I realized it's not that hard because manual has more space in here, so well, it's easy. I will do it, and the next day I'll come to garage because tomorrow is work day, and I will finish this as it is. Also, I realized that these bolts, I have them right here. These ones, they are too short. So automatic has short ones and manual has longer. And yeah, so anyway, I can finish it. So I'll leave it on the blanks and come the next day and finish it up. So stay tuned, see you next time.